Oh, the tread has separated. Oh my gosh. Yikes. Hey friends, we are looking at the Mould King Abrams-X tank. This is Mould King set number 20036 with 1,192 pieces. And you probably saw in my unboxing the entire kit and what it comes with. And it actually has an all-in-one module on the inside that handles the receiver as well as some Bluetooth functionality. It can connect to an app. It can connect to this physical remote that's included with it. And it has a battery built into it, as well as the motors. So everything is built into this one little unit here, and including the rotation of the turret, which is handled at the top. So pretty fancy, a lot going on, and there is a mobile app as well. But in this video, we are going to look at the details, and then we'll bench test this thing, and then we'll run it on the ground, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so I want to thank my friend Davey for building this for me. I really appreciate him doing that. Saves me a little bit of time. And because I'm super lazy, I mean, in addition to asking somebody else to build this, I'm going to ask Google to tell us about the Abrams-X tank. Google, tell me about the Abrams-X tank.
The Abrams-X is a next-generation experimental tank featuring an unmanned turret, hybrid electric drive, and AI-enabled systems to boost efficiency and survivability.
All right, so that's a little bit of information from Google. What we've got then is quite a bit of detail here in the turret. You can see it's super heavily armored, right? And it's got a lot of details. These are unique pieces, these little guys up here, as well as the wheels. They have their own unique molds as well. There are full-on treads on there, but as far as most of the other pieces, they are things that you would see in a normal Lego set. And coming around the back, you see that it's got a bunch of different details in the back as well, and pretty good shaping to keep it really just almost like Cybertruck-esque, just a lot of flat panels. These here are handled with stickers where you're seeing this kind of jutted up and down, that zigzag. That's handled with stickers. They're dual transfer stickers, so you got to make sure you get them right the very first time. I put those black stickers on there as well as this number on the side here, but there's a bunch of other stickers that I left off. So here's the sheet itself, and I left this one off. I left these where it says Mould King. I left where it says Abrams-X off of it as well, but there's supposed to be a bunch of additional decorations along the back. I think that's the top, the side. So there's different ones, but I felt like these were just kind of the minimum that you would want for it to be a convincing tank. And so that's why I only used those. All right. And then something that Davey pointed out was that the turret is actually held on with only 4 studs, and those 4 studs are not very good. So you can see that here they are. And once you've removed it, trying to get them back on there is really hard because it actually needs a little bit of a spacer for this pin. So you actually have to take it off, plug it into the bottom here, and then put it in. And that's really the only way to get the turret to seat in there properly. The other thing he mentioned was as you're pressing everything down and building this tank, there's a lot of flat pieces here. And as you press it down, the bottom wants to collapse because it's not supported on the bottom. Look at how empty everything is on the bottom. This is basically 1 to 2 plates thick right there. So everything's, wants to collapse as you're trying to compress everything. So that could have been a little bit better. I know with some other brands like IMAX actually gave you a bunch of supporting 1x6s that ran the length of it. So as I was building it, I could press down no problem. And the 1x6s actually came out further than the treads. So there wasn't putting any weight on the treads either. So, and at the very end, you pull all those 1x6s out. So I'll link to that tank review in case you're curious. Here's a better look at that all-in-one module. I noticed that it has another one of these here to drive the turret. So I don't know. I think this is probably identical to the other side. So Both probably turn at the same time. And then the drive for the wheels, I think, is back here. And these are independent. There's two different motors here. And then at the front, there's an on-off switch. This is a USB power port where you can charge this. And there's an indicator light as well when it's on. So all of that happens. Oh, and the indicator light when it's being charged too. Okay, so to bench test the model, I have placed it on a platform here. And then here is the remote. So let's turn the remote on. So the sound you're hearing is actually coming from the module inside there. And it has turning functions. So turning this, moving this, moves the treads. And so it's moving the treads. Now, occasionally in moving the treads, I've seen the turret move too, which is a little weird. And then you can then use this stick, which goes 4 directions. This one only goes 2 directions. So up and down moves it forward and back. And so it's moving both treads forward and back. Whereas where you move this one, it's alternating them, but you can't do both at the same time. I'll show you what I mean when we go play it or test it on the ground. And then moving side to side moves the turret. All right, so let's try this out on the ground. Oh, and there's 2 more buttons, and we'll try those on the ground too. I think those are pre-programmed. All right, tank is down. Let's turn it on. So that's the turning. Here's back and forth. Struggles a little on the turns. And then the turret. Let's get the turret going. Oh, it's disconnected. I gotta fix that. All right, I think I fixed it. I had to put another 2x2 plate in there in order to get it to seat properly. But you can see that it swivels pretty well. This particular knob lets you do 2 directions at once, which is kind of cool. So you can do that. And while it's moving, I can get the turret going. That's not so great. That cracking sound you hear, not so great. Yeah, but not too bad. Woo. That turning though, man, I don't know what's happening in there, but it sounds awful. Yeah, not sure what's happening there. Oh, the tread has separated. Oh my gosh. Yikes. All right. Demonstration over. I think what that button does is it makes it look like it's firing. And you hear that extra sound like a bam bam. And that one, just a forward, reverse. Oh, and then oh, it's a turn. Yikes. Oh, and a fire. Okay, so that one is a whole sequence if you press that other button. Okay, so as you can see, I struggled with this model a little bit, and when it's trying to do the turning, it is grinding. I don't know where that's coming from. And the treads both dislodge themselves. I thought maybe it was the carpet, but I mean, it could be the carpet. It doesn't like the seams, but if that's the case, it's way too fragile. So there's something going on that is causing that grinding that you're hearing. The other thing that Davey mentioned is that this this barrel actually droops. So I've got a little pin, or he put a pin in here, a small black pin that's jammed in here to keep the barrel from drooping down. So there's just not enough tension in here for it to stay up. Otherwise, it starts to go down, and then even more so. So as far as it being a model and the shaping of it goes, I think it's pretty cool, pretty effective. As far as it being an RC model, there's some issues with it that you're going to need to work out. I think it's still a pretty good value considering that all-in-one module that you get. and all the things that it does and that it tries to do. So it's doing audio, it's got at least 3 motors in it, it's got a battery pack that's rechargeable. I mean, and it's got sound as well, all coming out of there. So there's a lot going on with that. I think that makes it a pretty good value, but you're going to have to be ready to do some fixing. And maybe if you want to take that module, use it to build something else, you'd probably be really happy with that. I'm not sure. So, all right, there you go. There's my look. Like the video if you like it, hit subscribe. I'll be able to keep sharing interesting models with all of you. Thanks so much.